Today we're going to be making an anvil smither. So here we are, we're at Varrock West. We're going to be opening our bank, withdrawing our hammer if we need it, withdrawing our bars, closing bank, walking over to the anvil, cooking the anvil, and making whatever item we've been told to make. Once we're out of bars, we'll come back to the bank, deposit our items. We won't deposit the hammer, and then the loop will begin again. Okay, cool. So let's write those steps down. First, we'll import WaspScripts. So what were our steps? We want to open bank, withdraw tool if needed. We'll withdraw. Well, maybe we'll just withdraw tool. We can have something else that lets us know it's needed, like this is tool needed. And, so we'll draw tool, then we'll draw our bars, close bank, click anvil, 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 and inside of this we're going to wait for completion, and wait for smith completion. Once we're done that, we go back to opening the bank. So that's our loop. We're going to do a little more planning here. So for anything that needs to be interacted with on that's an object, let's create a finder for that. So find bank, and also for the anvil, we'll do find anvil. Okay. So let's do our two things. So find bank, let's do our two objects. We want to return our objects as a collection of points that we can then click on this screen. So we'll do that first. Okay, so we're here at map.waspscripts.com. We are going to find Varrock, which is around here. This is where we are. Let's first load this in as our map. So we learned last time that's around 100 needed. So yeah, let's look up here again. You can see from the bank to the far right, that's like almost 200. So that's more than enough. And then anvil downwards is plus 100-ish. Okay, so that's plus 170-ish. So we're good. This is a fine area. So let's take this, and again, from last time we knew 48, 49, 50. So your X 48, 49, 50, and your Y 54, 53, 52. That's more like that's perfect. So let's put that in. Begin map. Okay, actually, because the site copies for us, we can just copy that in. And we knew before as well that objects.setup and then map.objects map.locker. I can't remember that. Let's just debug quickly. Oh, right. We have to comment our stuff out. Okay, so we found that it was like this point. So click that, it spits out the point for us, world point. So const bank world is a t point, and it's equal to the point that we just grabbed after clicking. Okay, cool. So bank world is good. The size, you know, we don't need to put a size. It's 114. Bank color. Let's get the color now. GCS2 color. So let's use ACA. We've used ACA last time. So you're gonna might be thinking this is gonna be a little tough. We have these round around. How is it gonna distinguish? I bet it will be okay. So this is like pretty good, eh? Like, it's not actually picking that much other stuff up. Like it's definitely picking the objects up, but it's not picking the ground up. And as long as we are using the world point to filter then it will basically be a box around this, and it'll pick us up. So with that world point filtering, we're pretty safe. I mean, you can do more advanced techniques for color finding, but I don't know, this is probably going to be fine. So bank color, bank world. So find bank. Now we have world and the color. Last time we did a cuboid, so let's do that again. Cuboid, so to cuboid X. And what else we found? We need a bank minimap point. So let's go bank point equal to map dot minimap, map to minimap point, and takes map points. So world. Okay, cool. So now we have the minimap point. So let's do minimap cuboid main screen, and we want to give it the minimap point that we just figured out. So this has some other parameters, but last time we saw that these are all defaulted inside of the function. So shape is 114, offset is 0, angle is, I believe it's 0. I didn't actually check that one. Let's look. Oh, whatever. It's something. I don't actually know what that is, but I don't think it matters. Anyway, so now we have our cuboid main screen. Let's this is our cuboid. Let's debug it. Cuboid. So instead of debugging the map, let's debug find. So remember, these are, oh shit, we don't want to debug find bank yet because it's already debugging our cuboid. So we just want to find bank. Okay, let's see what we get here. It's like pretty good. We can move it over to the left a little bit, but I think that was pretty close. Okay, so to the left is 8, -1. Let's save this. Smither. Okay, let's see what that looks like now that we moved it. Oh, right, that's really good. It can be helpful to turn your camera to see if it's actually doing good. And yeah, that's exactly what we want. Okay, so last time what we did to then color find inside of this is we used the bounds, but I want to do something a little cooler. So let's do the convex flow again. So bank convex point array and bank convex is equal to bank cuboid dot convex full. And then so now we have a polygon. I'll debug this to show you what that looks like. So you see these points, it actually grabs these points, and we can use these points now to filter our colors once we find them. So let's find our colors now. Colors, bank, cuboid dot bounds, bounds. Is that function? Yeah. Cuboid bounds. Oh, right, sorry. We actually want bank. Bank TPA, and the color is bank color. The bounds are that. So this will now populate TPA with the colors found inside of the box of the cuboid. So yeah, that's like, I don't know, that's some of the colors. It's probably fine. We can click on those, but first, let's do sorting a little better, or filtering a little better. So we want to filter within the polygon. So we'll go bank TPA filtered. Bank TPA filter. Okay, so okay. Yeah, we'll just do point. So we want to loop over bank TPA or P and bank TPA 2 if P, so this is one of those colors, 1 pixel. So if P is in polygon, maybe it's polygon contains or something. Or it's srl.point and poly, that's what it is. Point and poly. P, so our point, and our polygon is now the bank convex. Then bank be filtered gets that point. So what we've done is take the box. I'll debug this to explain this very clearly. So this is what the bounds actually is. So we found all colors within this bounds, but we actually want to find the points that are within that convex hull that we showed earlier, which was this. I'm just going to connect it to show that this is what we actually want to look in. So yeah, it's not the box, this is the polygon. So now we've filtered it, so let's look at our filtered colors. And I don't know, it's a little better, I guess. You see that there's one less up here. Like, let's do the original color find versus the second one. So yeah, see there's a little less, slightly better. You can actually debug them both at the same time. This takes an array of TPAs as well. So let's try that out. And see that the blue is our filtered and red is the unfiltered. So you can see that it has filtered a few of those. I don't know, it'll do a little better. It's not a big deal though. Anyway, so we filtered. So this is actually what we wanted. So since we want this as a result, we actually don't need this filtered TPA, and we can just say result plus equals that. And this will automatically return for us. Okay, so we found our bank, open bank, and that means we can open bank now. So opening bank, we want to first find bank, so bank TPA, t-point array, we're gonna make it equal to find bank. Okay, cool. If bank TPA.len is 0, then we can just, I mean, we want to exit false, but this defaults to false, so we can do that, that's fine. We want to write a message as well. Told to open bank, but couldn't find any bank colors. And we'll handle that later. So anyway, we found the colors. So here, we would not get here if we had len 0, so we can be sure that we can use the bank TPA now. So mouse.move bank TPA. Let's get some bank uptext here. And what is our bank uptext? It's bank and bank booth. Let's make it a t string array. So bank booth. You don't have to be so strict with this. Like you could do bank bow. That would work. You know, like the last 2 letters of bank and the first 2 letters of booth. Okay, so anyway, mouse.move to this bank TPA. Now you want to say if screen.is uptext, bank uptext. Actually, let's do not. It's good to not nest. We can copy our little error from here. Told to open bank, but or moved mouse to bank colors, but didn't find uptext. Okay, so now we're sure we're hovering it, so mouse.click, mouse left, and then result is equal to wait until bank.isOpen. We'll just give it 200, we'll check every 200 milliseconds and wait for 10 seconds. So all right, find bank, we don't need to test that anymore, but now we can test open bank. Yeah, see that? We've opened the bank and we've used colors and our map. Cool. Okay, so now we can open the bank. Let's do the anvil next, because these are going to be the potatoes, I guess. Function find anvil. Actually, we want to return a T-point array. And let's kind of copy our strategy for doing that. So we'll just change anywhere we see bank to anvil. Okay, cool. So we have some code in for our anvil. Let's now update our actual points for this. So let's use our map debug again. We'll comment some stuff out. And we want to click kind of right beside where our player is. So let's see if we can figure that out. So our player is kind of right there at the bottom of the thing, and it's to the right of our player. So it's probably in the middle of the bottom. So let's click that. 8, 6, 5, 8, 36, 7, 28. So let's put that in as our anvil world. And we will use ACA again to update our image. Now we'll delete our colors and pick up our new anvil colors. Okay, but that's pretty bad. So let's delete colors and try that again. Did we pick up some of the ground somehow? Is it this part? Did I click that accidentally? Yeah, that's much better. Okay, so that's pretty good anvil color. Let's pop that in here. Okay, so you know, I bet this will just work. So let's try this out. So we want to debug the result of this because it's already set up to return us the TPA. Let's try it out. Okay, honestly, I feel like we should have debugged the cuboid first. So let's debug the cuboid. So instead of debugging find anvil, we want to just call find anvil. This debug is in here. Let's see what we get. Okay, so it's a little smaller. So maybe we can pass in the actual size, and it's a little to the left. So let's put it to the left, like 2. And when we're doing get cuboid, let's pass it in like 0.5x 1, maybe like 3 for the height. Let's try that out, see what our cuboid looks like. Okay, little too far to the right. So maybe 1 to the left. Or sorry, I had that backwards. Too far to the left, 1 to the right. That means it was right originally? I guess because I made it smaller. Okay, that's still pretty bad. Let's move it to the right one and actually up 1. I don't know, that's a little okay. Let's see what it looks like from this way. Okay, more to the right. That's off again. So 6. And let's see that. That looks pretty good. Let's check it from the other way again. Okay, that's okay, but let's move it up like 1. It's fine. Okay, cool. That looks good. Now let's debug our find anvil. So we don't need to debug the cuboid anymore. Let's debug the results of finding the anvil. Cool, like that's the anvil. Like that's pretty good. Okay, so for our click anvil, it's basically going to be the exact same as our open bank. So let's just copy that down here and do the same thing that we did before. This is a little harder now, because there's like an anvil, there's a Smith screen, I believe it's called. Sometimes it's not going to be obvious what to do to get an interface. Sometimes they're made, sometimes there's not. In this case, it is made. Anvil. Cool. So now this looks, I can't see any bank stuff anymore, so that's looking pretty good. So click Anvil. And instead of debugging it, let's write line. Because this is returning a result if the anvil is open. So it's returning true if the anvil is open. That's what I've told it to do. We can write line click anvil. So it will run click anvil, return the result, and then we'll write line that result. So the only way this returns true is if the anvil is open, if it sees that the anvil is open. So let's try. Okay, you should select an item from your inventory and use it on the anvil. So I don't have shit. So let's get out our supplies that we made from the last spot. We have our bars and we have a hammer. So let's try that out. So we can run from here, doesn't matter. Click anvil. And there you go, it returned true because the anvil menu was open. Awesome. So now we can open our bank and click the anvil. We really just need to, well, let's do handle anvil, why not? Handle anvil, we'll return a boolean, and this is just waiting for Smith's completion is really just waiting until our inventory does not contain any bronze bars anymore. So let's define up here our bar to use. And it's bronze bar. And we'll make a bar whose item to Smith. Also TRX item, and let's make it, I don't know, what can we make right now? Let's make some scimitars, I guess. Bronze scimitar. So, handle anvil, I'm guessing, like anvil dot Smith item, and our item was our output. So what did we name that again? Item to Smith. What else does this take? Add quantity, euros, anvil button. I don't know, what does this give us? Anvil button. We probably want to make all. So what does this return? A boolean. Okay. It actually doesn't wait for us, so result, we will to wait until not inventory dot contains item, and then our input, so that was something called bar. Yeah, just bar. We want to wait, I don't know, this could take a while, so let's just wait like a minute, and we'll check every 200 milliseconds. Okay, so wait for Smith completion. So we're smithing the item, and now we want to wait for it. So if not, then let's do our error case. So if we, for some reason, we tried to handle the anvil and we couldn't smith the item, then we want to like exit out and just write us a message like told to Smith on the Anvil screen, but couldn't. So now we're sure we clicked it, and then our result is equal to wait until this happens. Cool. We can click Anvil and then handle Anvil. We can test that out quick. Okay, so since the mouse was already there, it didn't move to it. Let's just try that again. So it can actually move the mouse, and if it moves the mouse, then uptext actually appears. So it found the uptext, and now it's clicking it, wait for the screen to appear. All right, cool. And did it execute it? It waited for it to complete, and yeah, that's it. It's Smith for us. Okay, cool. So now we need to deposit. I'm going to show you a little something. You make your tool into a global constant, you can kind of turn it into multiple scripts. Like this is kind of reusable code. Like a tool can be used for so many scripts, like Fletcher. Maybe you have an enchanter or something that you have like a rune pouch or cosmic runes. Like this could be your tool, and you're just gonna not want to deposit that tool. So deposit items. So bank dot deposit. So Wasp offers you this kind of nice function called deposit random items. You can use this. It's not bad to use. So what that means is it deposits items that aren't your item that you put in here. It takes an array of items, and so we've made an array and just stuck our item in there. Okay, so this should deposit all our items except for our tool. So let's try that out quick. So what was our thing called? We have a function here called openBank. And we want to deposit items. I'm going to change the name quick on that. Okay, so deposit items. Let's just check how that works now. So we're going to open bank and deposit items. Everything except for our tool. Interesting. So it found our door instead. So let's see what's happening with that. What is it? Find bank? Debug find bank. What's it seeing? Interesting. It's not finding it even slightly. Okay, so we're gonna have to go back to finding the bank. We're gonna debug the bank convex. No, we want to debug the not the convex, but the cuboid. So what's going on? Did our bank suddenly move? Let's go back over there. No, it seems to be slightly inaccurate. So what we can do is why don't we just make it a little taller? So our cuboid, we can make it second arg is the shape. So we still want the 1x, but let's give it like 2y, and we'll keep it with the same floor height. So let's see it now. Okay, it's selecting a little more, and that's what we wanted. So let's move it up a tiny bit as well. So now it might select one of these two, which is actually fine to do. It's okay. It doesn't really matter which bank it selects. Okay, that's looking better. So let's look at what this actually returns. We can remove our debug from the bank cuboid again, and we will debug the result of finding the colors for this bank. Okay, so that's looking better again. Let's turn it this way and see if we get the door only, or what this is looking like. Honestly, that's pretty bad. Like, we can't see shit about the door. So why don't we click some colors from here as well? Seems like all this brown is bank, so we can just take some of it. It's not a big deal. Okay, cool. So now we have two colors for our bank. Bank color, I guess this is bank color 1. Color 2, TCS2 color. Okay. Bank TPA 1, TPA 2, and we'll make a normal bank TPA. So we'll combine both these colors into one, and we'll do the find twice. So bank TPA 1, bank TPA 2, bank color 2, bank color 1, and then we will combine them. So bank TPA is going to equal to bank TPA 1 dot combine bank TPA 2. Okay, so this should be cool still. Now let's try finding the bank. Well, that didn't work. What the hell? Didn't I just... I didn't move at all. Like update image, debug it. See, it's working. So maybe the convex hull or the cuboid isn't working properly. Let's debug the cuboid again. And we don't want to debug find bank. Okay, so it's not even selecting it. It needs to be further up, I guess. So we'll just stick it like up to 22, see what it looks like now. I've been changing the anvil. So this needs to go up to 40. How many times did I change the anvil? Like, yeah, that's looking better. Let's check it from here, just to make sure it's not too insane. Like, that's fine. I don't know, it's not perfect. Okay, let's debug find bank now. Don't debug the cuboid. And you see we have some red pixels where our bank is. That will be good enough. Okay, now we want to open bank, deposit items. Let's just make sure that works. Okay, cool. So we're walking towards the bank, and we have deposited, and it's executed. Cool. So now we want to withdraw items. Let's work on withdrawing. Um, withdraw tool. We'll make this tool needed. It's needed if our inventory does not contain our tool. Not inventory that contains item tool and withdraw tool. You know what? Let's not make this private. We'll call it from to know if we need to withdraw. So withdraw, right? And we knew that from last time that there's a TRS bank item, bank item. This is going to be a TRS item or bank item. That's set up. Tool and quantity, we only want one, and we do not want it to be noted, so false. So if we're storing the tool, the results is equal to that. So why isn't it giving us IntelliSense? Did I fuck something up? I don't know. Find out. Proud of this. Cool. Okay, so TRS bank item. Excellent. Oh, it doesn't know what to call, so use quantity buttons. Let's call. Do we want to use the quantity buttons? Again, we don't actually care at all. So let's just do it 30% of the time. I don't know. Who cares? Okay, so withdraw tool. Deposit items. If what's it called? If is tool needed. And withdraw tool. Okay, and then we want to withdraw bars. And this is going to be a Boolean function, and the result. Okay, sorry, we need another bank item for our bars. This is going to be called bar bank item, and we'll use our bar from earlier, and we want to get as many as possible. So maybe we can just do quantity all. So results is going to be equal to the same thing. Just okay. And close bank. It's pretty simple. Let's get that going. This one's really simple. It's just close and press escape. Yes, we always want to press escape. Close bank, and let's just send the result. Okay, so withdraw tool, withdraw bars, close bank, click Anvil. Awesome. So how we did it last time is we created a run function or run procedure. We don't need the results of this run. It's just what we want to do. So yeah, through do this. And we want to begin. And then we wanted an init as well. We did that. It's a procedure init. And this had our stuff that's needed to make the script run at all that every part needs. And then we had run. All right. Good luck, us. So we'll get it ready. So we start with opening the bank and let's see what we got. We did it backwards. We did run before init. So the map wasn't loaded when we were told to do some map stuff. Also, what we had before, we want to set options zoom to 0 because let's just be fully zoomed. It's good, I guess. Okay, so we have a little bug here. Told to open Anvil, but couldn't find any Anvil colors. And yeah, we can't see the Anvil. So click Anvil is just not working because find Anvil is not working. So it's because I can't see it. So we want to walk near it. If Anvil TPA.len is 0, then we did this before. Map.webwalker.webwalk. We'll walk towards the Anvil. You know, let's put this into find. Maybe should we just turn it sideways? Like, no, that's lazy. So if the length is 0, let's walk to it. Let's do some recursive finding Anvil, and we'll make the finding Anvil walk towards it. So find Anvil, attempt integer equal to 0. Let's max attempts. Let's just say 3. So if attempt equal max attempts, then raise. So we're just gonna crash the program. If we've tried to find the Anvil like 3 times and it's failed that many times in a row, and let's just explode it. Okay, so raise couldn't find Anvil in max attempts. I don't know what. Let's just. We could format this. Okay, let's format it. Okay, so now we'll raise an error if we can't find the Anvil. We'll crash the program because we are not handling it. If result.len equal to 0, then we'll walk near it. Anvil world, and we'll wait until we're like 20 away. And 20 means 5 pixels. Or sorry, 5 tiles. Each tile is about 4 pixels on the map. We'll walk there, and then we will just call this again, find Anvil. We'll increment attempt, walk near it, and then find it again. And if the next time the result is still 0, it will do it again, increment until it crashes right here. But if we find it, then results will not be len 0, and we'll just get our TPA back out of find Anvil. Okay, let's try. Open bank, deposit items. It's going to do that again. We're going to open our bank, deposit our items, withdraw our items. So now we're walking towards the Anvil because we can find it. So it's a little buggy. It's not really waiting. Maybe we should, instead of waiting until we're 5 tiles away, let's just wait until we're like 1 tile away. Okay, let's try that. So what happened is while we were walking, it found the Anvil and then returned it back to us. We tried to click it. Okay, so yeah, it's still not working. Let's just wait until minimap stops moving. Yeah, we're just gonna minimap wait moving. How long does this wait by default? A while, like 25 seconds. So should be pretty safe to just wait moving. And we'll try this again. Told to open Anvil, but couldn't find any Anvil colors. Interesting. But this time, we did find it. Okay, well, let's not let it smith them all yet. Because we want to save some of these bars to just keep testing. Okay, so what the hell happened before? Told to open Anvil, but couldn't find any Anvil colors. We couldn't find any Anvil colors. Let's just give ourselves the right line. Couldn't find Anvil walking closer. Okay, so we give ourselves an attempt here. Why not? Yeah, the issue is because we were over here. So let's try that again. So yeah, couldn't find Anvil walking closer, attempt 0. But that doesn't make any sense. Attempt 0. So that means we must have found it. Told to open Anvil, but couldn't find any Anvil colors. Told to open Anvil, but couldn't find any Anvil colors. But if the Anvil TPA.len is 0, then it should be looping this. Okay, whatever. Let's, instead of trying incrementing it and being clever, let's just go attempt. And we know it didn't hit this anyway. Let's just see. That doesn't make any sense. Couldn't find Anvil walking closer, attempt 0. Oh, that's why. Haha, I'm stupid. So it's actually, you have to say that the result is find Anvil. You can't just find Anvil. Okay. Perfect, it's going up. There you go, I found it that time. Okay, cool. And that's actually it. That is the bot. It's doing what we told it to do. So are there any comments I can make about this? This is not what you should do. You shouldn't just call things sequentially without checking the results. Like really, you should be doing something like if not open bank, we need to handle this somehow. I don't know, right line couldn't open bank for whatever reason. We should also have some stuff like if we need to open the bank, I'll show you that. Like function needs bank. And this is inventory dot contains. So we kind of need information now about how many bars we can use, like need to make this item. Bars required integer, and it's 2. So if inventory.count item our bar is less than bars required, then well, this is kind of, that's when we need the bank, or if we don't have the tool. So or not inventory contains item tool. So we need the bank if we don't have enough bars to smith, or we don't have the tool. That makes sense. We could put that down here. If needs bank, then open bank. And then we could do something like if needs deposit. Then deposit items. And we could create that function too. So this function needs deposit. And this is if our bank is open and we have garbage, then deposit it. I'm going to put this closer to our deposit, just to keep it cleaner. Sorry. So needs deposit, bank is open, and right up has random item or something. Find random items. Find random items. We want to deposit everything except for that, our tool and our bar. And this is actually an array that it returns. It returns all the items that are random. We want to, okay, it's not, I just realized it just finished, so I'm gonna stop it so it doesn't just keep looping. But anyway, we got up to 13 smithing, that's kind of cool. Find random items, so we're checking the length if it's greater than 0. So we're saying, if we find any items in our inventory that are not our tool or our bar, then we need to deposit if the bank is open. Okay, so let's put that in. Oh, we already did. Cool. And is tool needed? Because we're already doing needs bank and we don't contain our tool, so we should just put in if the bank is open here as well, because we don't want to withdraw our tool if the bank's not open, because we've already covered that. Okay, cool. I guess that's kind of it. Like, you can do that pattern where you check if you need to do something before doing it, and then you can transform that into a state machine. But this is basically a state machine. You check different states. So needs bank is your inventory state. So if your inventory doesn't contain the bars or the tool, then you know you need to bank, and that's part of your state, and you can act on it. Anyway, maybe we'll get to finding state machines another day, but this is your basic Anvil smither. Well, thanks.